Good afternoon. That's the signal that the meeting's beginning. We're very glad that you could come out in the mist today. It is what it is. I'll deal with it. How many of you were at Goose Tree today? Was that not great? Yeah. Well, we're here for round 2 of meetings on Tuesday, and this is not going to be a regular thing where we follow one big meeting with another, but this is a big meeting, and they're meetings that I like. I don't have to present. So at this time, I just want to let you know we're going to have a brief overview. We're going to have a brief overview of the Signature Student Experience, where we've been, where we are now, and where we're headed. By Marcus Kerr, and then he is going to introduce all of the project stewards who are going to introduce each one of their projects. So at this time, without further ado, Marcus Kerr.
I also appreciate it when all I have to do is stand up and walk to get applause. As Chuck said, I'm Marcus Kerr, and I'm going to provide some background information on Signature Experience. So it was, I think it was just under 2 years ago when Tammy Erickson and Dr. Margaret Schweer visited the campus, and Tammy spoke on the shared characteristics of Generation Y. And that's the group who makes up the majority of our students today in college. So Margaret, she's somewhere around here today. There she is in the back. So Margaret, an expert in the Signature Experience concept, joined us after that to help inform and guide our discovery process. And so student, faculty, and staff groups were brought together to formalize the information gathering process and provide context and meaning to the information we were learning about ourselves. So through the process, we learned that Texas Wesleyan University is extraordinary, and the things that other institutions seem to struggle with come naturally to us. And so the Signature Experience is really about identifying what it is that makes us unique, and then aligning the key elements to emphasize the positive aspects of the university and neutralize the negatives. And then communicate why Texas Wesleyan University is unique to the students who are a good fit with and get excited about our university's culture and values. So using the student, faculty, and staff feedback, the executive team and Signature Experience leadership team identified a set of priorities for enhancing the undergraduate experience. And so these priorities include: 1, aligning the university by aligning the Signature Experience initiative with the university's strategic plan, communicating what Signature Experience is about and how each individual impacts the experience of our students, and recognizing the extraordinary commitment of staff and faculty in delivering our Signature Experience. 2, removing barriers to student success by increasing services for transfer students, increasing support for international students, and increasing support for career services. And then 3, making our spaces count. So neutralizing student dissatisfiers, enhancing our sense of community, and also planning for our future. So in a very short period of time, we've actually been able to accomplish quite a bit. But we've got a number of initiatives that require more substantial work. And so we've taken this opportunity to organize these into 4 different project streams. And at this time, I'd like to invite Patti Alexander to introduce the first project stream. There he is. You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm the project sponsor for enhancing transfer student engagement. And we have a transfer, what many of you would think is a transfer orientation process now. But what we've heard from our students is that there's more that we can do. You may or may not know that we bring in, we recruit to this university about 500 transfer students every year, 350 in the fall and another 150 in the spring. So this project will be looking at the entire process for transfer students, from the time we enroll them here all the way till the time they graduate and become alum. So my committee will be looking at the entire process. We're going to be looking at what we're currently doing. I'm sorry, I can't read this. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me look at one more thing. We're going to be looking at the current data that we have, and part of that process is we're going to have focus groups today and tomorrow. Margaret's going to lead those with our transfer students. So we're going to listen to them and find out what it is that they think we're doing really well and what they would like us to improve on. And we're also then going to look at other institutions that have very successful transfer programs. So the committee will be, we may even go and visit some of those universities, but we'll certainly be talking to the individuals that lead those programs, finding out what makes their programs successful. And so we will be picking benchmark institutions to look at. So again, it's not that we don't have a good orientation process, because I think we do many things really, really well. But this is how can we improve on those and make it even better. Since I think the last time I looked at numbers, we are, in this area, have the largest number of transfer students coming in every single year than any institution in the area. So we want to see how we can maximize that. But that's the transfer engagement committee. That's our project. Are we taking questions now, or okay?
I think you have one more slide.
Oh, sorry. Well, just recommending opportunities for improvement. We're going to look at the quick hits, the things that won't take much money, just maybe reorganization or things that we can do very quickly. And then also, as the case is going to be that with many of these committees, they're going to overlap. So our committee will be working with the career committee and the other committees that you're going to be hearing about shortly, the facilities committee. So we're all going to be working very closely together. So you can be on multiple committees. You don't have to just stay with one. You can be on multiple. I'll be sitting in on Alan's and on Bill's and the facilities as well. Now, questions about the transfer engagement, student engagement project? Any questions? Okay, I hope you'll sign up later when we have opportunity to do that. And I think it's Alan next. Career.
My area of responsibility is to organize and deliver on our career promise. And some people ask, well, what is that? It's sometimes implied and sometimes very specific. So let's talk about it. The scope of this group that's going to work together with me on this is to develop an integrated approach to career preparation that includes academic programs, which include faculty advising and things that integrate there, careers counseling, helping our students know what careers are available if they choose a particular area of study, what opportunities for meaningful career-related experiences like internships, mentorships, those kinds of things. And then career placement services, how we help our students as they're hopefully maybe even a year before they're graduating, learning about how they can use placement services that we would offer or we can connect them up with so they can be getting jobs or either being placed in graduate programs. The focus here, though, will be really more placing students immediately after graduation because a number of our students go work for a while and then they go back to graduate school or even come back to us sometimes. So that's kind of the scope of what we plan to do, and I think there's a lot of ideas that I've heard even informally that I'm excited about us kind of capturing and coming up with some plans on that. Deliverables then, the first thing we want to do is really take 3 to 4 Pathfinder undergraduate majors, and we would probably pick, and maybe a little bit more than that, it would probably pick a group of freshmen or a group of transfer students and see what their experience at Texas Wesleyan is with this whole idea of a career path through, coming to us, what's in our literature, what's their experience with the program, what's their experience with the faculty, and then advising them in career ways, and then on through the whole kind of take couple individuals and follow them through and see what their experiences are. That's one. The next would be to look at benchmarks. What are select universities that are like us, are particularly located in places like us, but very similar profiles to us? What are they doing? What is the best practice out there? What can we learn from others that are doing good jobs of this? And what are some of the benchmarks out there? The other then will be to come up with recommendations for improvement, things we can do maybe immediately, more short-term, quick hits we'd call them, and then what are the more long-term processes that we need to align and connect up with and improve on that we need to have. And then integrate insights and recommendations in an ongoing way, working with transfer student engagement, the other group, so that we make sure as we're doing that we include them in this career understanding, how they're getting, their needs are being addressed as well. And then the scope is to use input from all stakeholders and make our physical and virtual spaces positively contribute to the overall student experience. Is our counseling center where it should be and the way it is? Do we have materials where students can easily access it, whether it's online or where? Or have we created spaces that help them understand not only what services are available, what's out there? And so we'll be looking at what we have in place and what's going on, but also what are the things we need to add over the long term. I think I'm through. Any questions of me? And I hope you'll volunteer to be on my table.
Can I assume that professional placement includes graduate schools? So
Yes, absolutely. We want to include that as an element and maybe even a pathfinding as well, in both for transfer and freshmen as well. So I would see those as two kind of tracks. I think what we've talked about, though, is at least getting, since the percentage of our students who go to work immediately afterward, to address that issue at least first and foremost, and then but look at the other and develop the other as effectively as we would hope we could develop that one as well. And if you'll join me, you can help me be part of that. Bill is next. You can applaud or not.